Hey everybody, Rick Peterson here, Goes to 11 Media. I am back at Laura's Coffee Corner with Laura Cornale.
Yes.
How you
Thanks,
doing, Laura?
Rick. Oh, great. Thanks for coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, and you know what, this is going to be great. We're looking to get this going probably every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a little supplemental video for you guys. We're going to do a little baking demo from Laura. Laura's treats are infamous in White Rock. Everybody loves them, and for good reason. So we're pretty excited about this. What are you making for us today?
Today I chose something simple, coconut macaroons. And I wanted to choose it, the trend right now to a lot of people's diet, gluten-friendly, more than I call it gluten-free, because I am a baking establishment, but I'm not a total gluten-friendly, but I like to make gluten-friendly options for a lot of my customers, because I get asked that a lot every day, right?
Now, what about crossover contamination? Is that?
I'm pretty good. Like, I tend to not make things around me and have everything clean.
Right.
Before you start anything.
Because that is
right?
a concern, obviously,
Oh,
people
of
who have
course.
that. So
yeah.
Okay, so let's get into this. These are the coconut
Very
macaroons.
simple. Yeah, we got 3 eggs that we're gonna just use the egg whites. So 3 egg whites. We got our vanilla, which we use 1 teaspoon. Our regular granulated sugar is 2/3 of a cup, and then we got 4 cups of sweet fancy coconut. You don't want to use the desiccated coconut. A lot better if you use the thicker one, right?
Okay.
And then we got some utensils here. We got I use my KitchenAid. Better to use it because you want to use the whip attachment to get those eggs really peaky. And then we got our Mexican vanilla, which I prefer. So any snowbirds going down south, I always get them to bring me back vanilla, right? So anyone out there, I always need vanilla.
There you go.
Very simple. Basically 4 ingredients.
All right.
So you want to start off by heating your oven at 325.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's always good to have your oven warmed up. And these cook better at a lower temperature. So really easy, we're going to put in our egg whites here.
Okay.
Literally, it's like 5 minutes, right? Put the whipper on. We're going to get those really peaky.
Okay, so you're going to be doing the whipping of the eggs into basically stiff peaks, I guess.
Stiff peak. About 5 minutes, you want that, right? And then we're going to incorporate the vanilla and the sugar. But this is what the end result is going to look like, right? So you can have a look to see what they're going to look like, right?
So that's the end result. How many minutes does that cook for?
About 18 to 20 minutes. Also depending on what your oven is like. Some ovens run really hot and some don't. So lower temperature the better. But a good tip to know when they are done, when they're baking, is to take one off the tray. If it's easy to release off the tray, then they're done, right?
Okay.
Yeah, or else they get all sticky and gooey. Yeah. And then we got our regular measuring scoop, whatever scoop you have in your home.
Just for your sizing.
Just for your sizing, right? You can make little miniature ones. You can dip these in chocolate. You can do a lot of things. You can add a little bit of almond flavor to them too, a little almond essence, but I choose the vanilla.
Chocolate would be killer.
Yeah. Oh,
That would
yeah.
be really
And then you've got your spatula. So you don't need a lot of tools to do this, so there's not a lot of cleanup involved, right? I try to pick a lot of recipes that are quick.
Okay, Laura, so right now the egg whites are
beating.
going.
And you want to
go.
wait till they really release from the side of the bowl to make sure that they're peaky, because they look peaky, but they're not.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm going to give it another few seconds here.
So that's the tip, then, is it has to come away from the sides.
It has to come away from the sides, right? Then you know you got a good whipped egg white. And you always want to have your tray ready. When you're baking, I find to have all your stuff ready. You don't want to be in the middle of a recipe and you can't find what you're looking for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, we're good here. And stop the mixer. Taste it, and you could tell that you got to beat it up. So really easy. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And the way my nonna taught me, always a capful is a teaspoon.
That's, you know what, I've never been taught, but that's what I always thought looked about right.
It's a teaspoon, and I measured it, and it exactly is a teaspoon. Then we're going to add our sugar. We're going to take our spatula and just fold it in. My recipe says 4 cups of sweet and fancy coconut, but you might have to add a little bit more depending on your egg whites. if it's too moist, and you'll see what I mean, you want the mixture to form into a ball.
Right.
Okay? And not too sticky, or else the macaroons will just be flat and not keep their shape. Right? So you just want to fold the egg whites. Really easy. So as I'm folding, I already know that these are going to need a little bit more coconut. So you're going to know the
So it's
feel of it.
a little too wet?
A little bit too wet. So
Okay.
I got a little bit more coconut here. I prefer it drier because then I know it's going to keep its shape.
Okay.
And this is just practice over the last 8 years of making this recipe. And there I feel like that is good.
It brought it together, didn't it?
Brought it together, binded it together. Okay? So we got that. Now we got our scoop. Remember that your oven is at 325 degrees. And
Okay.
I always do 3 by 6.
Okay, to
Or
allow
3
them
by
to
5.
flatten out a
Yeah.
little bit or whatever.
Just keep like a good 1.5 to 2 inches space between each cookie. And this recipe calls for 1 dozen of my size scoop, which is a number 10.
Okay.
But you can get more if you have a smaller scoop, or if you have a big scoop, you can make them huge, but then they're gonna take longer to bake, right?
Yes.
So if you're sticking to a standard ice cream scoop, they shouldn't be longer than 20 minutes. But
Okay.
also depending on what your oven is like, right? Some ovens run hot.
And I'm sorry, what did you say the temperature was?
325 degrees.
Now that's pretty hot for like, because like, I know when you do meringues and that, it's
Yeah.
at a much lower temperature. Like,
I tried cooking these at a higher temperature, but I find the outside cooks, but the inside is still kind of raw,
yeah,
right?
but don't you with meringues? Don't you usually go low and slow,
Lower
right?
and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We actually got more than a dozen in here. That also depends on your eggs, right?
Okay. Yep.
So if you have a little bit more, you can just chop one and you get a little bit bigger one. And that's it. Those are the coconut macaroons. Okay. Now we're going to throw them in our oven. Right over here. It's already preheated. 325. There we go. Set our timer. Always remember to set your timer. Because I always forget. There we go. 18 minutes.
We'll come back in a couple minutes then.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks, Laura.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Laura. So we're gonna check the oven now. The
Yeah, we're
timer's
gonna
gone.
See how it is. Okay, that was 18 minutes, and I can tell that they're still not done.
Okay.
If you see the egg white, and I can't lift it off the tray yet.
So how much
Okay?
more do you think?
I'm gonna put 3 more minutes for
Okay.
that.
All
So
right.
that's gonna be a total of 21 minutes, right?
All right. Sounds good.
So we're gonna put 3 more minutes, and then they're done.
Go.
Okay.
Moment of truth.
Let's see, 3rd time lucky. Yes, they're done. Okay, you want to see it release there. Perfect. See
Nice.
that?
Yeah.
So then we know it's done.
Perfect.
There we go. Coconut macaroons.
And then we let them cool for how long?
We're going to let them cool at least for 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes for sure.
Okay.
Before we try one.
I gotta
And
wait
it's
15
perfect.
minutes.
Yes, you do, right?
Oh.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, Laura. So where are we at now?
Okay, we pull these out of the oven, and we're going to let them cool for at least 10 minutes before you want to try to tempt them. Or else they become all sticky, but this is a good tip. You could tell that they're done. And they're nice and golden on the bottom, but
Yeah.
they're still crunchy. You want to cut one, Rick?
You go ahead.
And we can try it. See how it still keeps its shape?
Yes.
The
So it
egg
doesn't
whites
flatten
are-
down, right?
Yeah, there you go, the coconut macaroon.
That looks amazing.
Let's try it. Here you go, Rick.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a while, actually. Quality control, let's try it.
All right, guys. These are spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Laura, as always, like off the chain good.
Good. That's
But-
what I want to hear.
Oh my god. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. It's terrible. But these things are absolutely delicious. They're crispy, but they're soft on the inside. They're
Just
sweet, they're
into
chewy.
vanilla. What?
Absolutely amazing. I think you'll love this recipe, guys.
Good.
And
Thanks for watching.
yeah. And you know what, guys? As I'm still talking with my mouth full, we will be back next week with another one of these segments with Laura. And we'll have a little surprise dish for you for then.
Awesome.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rick.
Hey everybody, Rick Peterson here. We are back at Laura's Laura's Corny Coffee. Let's try that again.
Laura's
All right.
Corny Coffee.
It's been a long day.
I like that.
Laura's Corny Coffee.